The internet dark age has begun. YouTube censored a video about censorship. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious. And today, on the Twitter, we're here with Tim Pool, the crazy axe-wielding maniac, the destroyer of leftists with facts and logic, here at Timcast. Okay, so here he says, YouTube has removed my video on censorship at Pinterest without notifying me or explaining what happened. I have no opportunity to appeal. So, Project Veritas recently released one of their inside stories, you know, the only true journalists that are still around, and it turns out that Pinterest was censoring pro-life content, censoring Bible verses, censoring Christians. Now, according to the story, because I watched the entire video in preparation for this, according to them, they revealed that this happened, and then Pinterest deblocked the site, tried to cover everything up. And now it looks like they're trying to cover up the story on YouTube as well. That is my current theory. I believe that Pinterest did this. If you go over to Tim Pool's playlist, video unavailable. The video is no longer available due to a privacy claim by The video is no longer available due to a privacy claim by a third party. Now, it's obvious here that he's being censored, and this is a really stupid move on YouTube's part because Tim Pool never reveals anyone's identity. He's never done that. Not once. He's reporting on a story. So this is obviously a bogus claim, but of course it's YouTube, but they took down the video anyway. Yeah, he's being utterly censored. He has no opportunity to appeal because they just ripped off the website. You know, it's gotten so bad lately. I've noticed now that they'll just completely remove videos that they think, oh, they don't break any rules, but we don't like it, so we're just going to delete it. One of my videos was straight up Thanos. It's gone. I do like that there's no longer like a strike when they remove a video, but this means they can literally just pluck whatever they want out of the website. That's insane. We are living in the internet dark age. That time is now. And here you can see, this was the video, Tim Pool talking about how Project Veritas blew the whistle on Pinterest. Yo at Team YouTube, why was my video removed without notice? I can't even appeal. Hey at Team YouTube, a little help. This is obviously bogus. It's obviously a hit job. And YouTube censored a video about censorship. Like, is that where we are now? Is that where we are? We're just gonna remove videos talking about censorship. Hey Team YouTube, see you responding to people and wanted to make sure you didn't miss this. Could use your help. And of course, they aren't going to respond to him. They aren't going to talk to him. They're just going to ignore him because that's the kind of support we creators get. We're less than trash to them. Wesley Mullen says, oh, stop being negative, Tim. Why can't people focus on the 99% of books that aren't burned? Nobody ever points out how brave it is that book burners allow most books to remain. Sky Cheese says, this needs to be forwarded to the FTC/DOJ as evidence as they are now publishers and not neutral interactive service providers. Yeah. Dab on YouTube. Keith Wynn says, Big Tech is really going after conservative content. And that's obvious. The Ferg94 says, Tim isn't even conservative. Big Tech is going after everything that isn't far left. Peter McCormack says, at Timcast, what is the best way to request an interview with you? And that's the picture. That's the reply. Keemstar says, oh shit. Here we go again. One of Keem's haters posted this image. You gotta be pretty salty. I actually do like Keemstar. He's very honest about how he is. Zulem says, open the video in a new tab to watch later on. Clicked play, boom, it's 1984. Well done, YouTube. Bloody Scorpio says, you're in their sights now. They view logic as a virus and don't want it to spread. That's what happened when you start dealing red pills out. Kane says, logic leads to red pills. Funny how that works. Mark says, gee, it's almost like Big Tech is covering for Big Tech. LOL. Absolutely. I really do believe this was an inside job by Pinterest working with Google to shut it down. They know, friends. RNNH3D says, so it begins. And yes, that's my hashtag. I'm going to make one up. Hashtag Internet Dark Age. It begins. Gamer1745 says, so their love for you is conditional. Yeah, YouTube ignores Tim for the most part, but turns out that he stepped out of line. So it's straight to the gulag. George Robinson said, I cannot wait for the YouTube video about YouTube censoring censorship at Pinterest. YouTube censoring censorship. That's a good line. Okay, so someone posts this article, and it looks good, so I might give it a gander. Here on Morian West, we will all be banned. TechCrunch uses the word hate so many times, and so without any obvious meaning, that it strikes me as a likely form of attempted Pavlovian conditioning. Last week, YouTube caved to an online mob led by Vox journalist, cum activist Carlos Maza, to demonetize conservative shock jock Steven Crowder's channel. Maza had distinguishedly claimed that Crowder was harassing him in a phobic and racist manner, when in fact Crowder was primarily criticizing Maza's ideas, albeit in a nasty style that involved mocking Maza's mannerisms and using epithets that Maza accurately applies to himself and had slanderously used against Crowder in the past. Crowder's fans certainly seem to have harassed Maza, but Crowder has never incited or encouraged this, and in fact frequently speaks out against it. One might think that an outspokenly political public figure who goes by Gay Wonk and is empowered by a major media organization would be able to take the puerile ridicule on the internet without throwing a tantrum and demanding his enemies be purged. But one would be mistaken. Maza's campaign went into overdrive when YouTube originally decided not to punish Crowder, finding that his content, while clearly hurtful, did not violate its policies. At that time, Katie Herzog wrote in The Stranger, "Crowder is a comic doing exactly what comics do, mocking a public figure. There's nothing illegal about that. And if YouTube does reverse its decision and starts to ban everyone who mocks people, they're going to have to ban a whole lot of queer people of color who enjoy making fun of straight white dudes next." As if they would ever do that. That's not a precedent I'd like to see, but that is exactly what happened next. YouTube flip-flopped to appease Vox and mob with sweeping reforms aimed at removing hateful content. They effectively amounted to a purge of independent content creators. Now, I think that's the most important lesson here. We're living in the dark ages of the internet. This is the internet dark age. Hashtag internet dark age. I don't have a lot of reach, but I think this is a very important subject to talk about. We're living in it, folks. It has begun. Nick says, "We need Roddy Piper now more than ever." Louis Burrio says, "Careful, Tim. We both know they're getting desperate, trying to control narratives and public opinion." Yeah, so this person here says, removed by YouTube, not CC striked. That's a new one. Yep. YouTube basically, they're ramping up their censorship policies, and it's become really, really, really easy to censor people. I actually saw this funny post where it's like someone copyrighted a video that got copyrighted to get their monetization back. Villacor says, "It disturbs me how blatant it is. I mean, they aren't even attempting to hide their bias with conservative content." Yeah, we're in full drive. You see, the goal of the far left, and honestly the goal of the left entirely, is to censor anyone slightly right-leaning online. That way they can't spread a message because this is the public, this is the modern public square. And by doing this, they will control exactly what people see and think, which is what they used to be able to do with TV, with media. That's why almost all the media conglomerates are left-wing. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. They loaded their red pills into their sockets and they shot them out. And people started waking up. And now they're scared that the giant has awoken and they want to put the genie back into the bottle. Democrats want to censor conservatives so that Republicans never win another election. Clem Media says, it's a quote from Marvel, "We are in the end game now." Generation Like Me Please says, "Ha ha ha, you're finally on the blacklist. Nice, nice. Have been waiting for this." Linda Johnson says, "I'm sorry to hear this happening. The mark of a civilized society is a willingness to allow open debate and freedom of speech." And yeah, that's where we're at, folks. This is the dark age of the internet. The internet dark age has begun. You know, I really think we need like an internet Bill of Rights. And maybe the best place is to start with a YouTube Bill of Rights. I think that's something we should probably start looking into. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about YouTube censoring a censorship video? Do you think that our time has finally come? Is this a dark age of the internet? Be sure to let me know. Now, if you want to support the work that I do, you can do so by joining me on Patreon, Subscribestar, or donating via PayPal. You can join Patreon for as low as $1, and no matter how much you give, you'll get access to Fight Club, a private Discord server. Or you can just share the video, spread the message. Because we're all being deboosted, we're all being censored, and we're all being suppressed. They fear the red pill. Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.